Hello everyone, this is Stephanie, your host. Welcome to uh, the Junior Book One by Choice, um, by Pixelberries. This chapter is all about as you settled into apartment life, you discovered sharing a space with another person isn't as easy as it seems. Chapter 3, Shake It Off. You threw away my notes? You look at Chris incredulously and the lid of recycling bin in a panic. It's empty.
I'm sorry, Stephanie. I took it out of recycling a couple hours ago.
Why would you throw out my stuff?
I was scribbling out the play for the upcoming game, and your notes must have gotten mixed up in the pile. It's not like I meant to. I'll be more careful next time.
Well, I guess it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I can still remember most of what I had. It's just a cup of tea and write it down what I can.
That sounds like a great place to start.
You cross to the kitchen and take a box of tea and down the cabin. You flip open the lid, but the box is empty. We're out of tea.
Oh, I must use the last bag.
You hand clench around the box, crumpling the cardboard. And you didn't buy more? You just left an empty box on the shelf.
Look, I'm juggling a lot of this year. Why am I the one who always gets to get groceries?
Because you're always using up things and putting the empty containers back. Last week, you left a carton of milk in the fridge that had one sip left. One sip!
I thought you couldn't use the rest with your tea.
We don't have any tea. Chris takes a defensive step at the tone of your voice.
Hey, now, I think you better calm down.
Look, I'm not putting with this. Let's just compromise. Or I don't want to fight. You're fighting over a tea and a box. It's like you're starting blaming your future, you know, partner. You better like either I do pick compromise or I don't want to fight. I just ran down to the coffee shop and get something.
I didn't mean to set you up.
Chris takes a deep breath and then steps forward and puts his hands on your shoulder.
I'm sorry, Stephanie. I'll try to be more thoughtful going forward. Let's start with making sure that I don't throw out your notes again. Why don't we go to your second and get a file folder to keep things organized?
That's would that would help.
And I'll buy us of those magnetic list boards for the fridge. That way, when things run out, we can just write them down.
That would help even more. You sighed and leaned into Chris' chest. I'm really sorry. I snapped at you. I guess living by yourself takes more adjustment than I thought.
We're finding a solution now and really love each other. That's all that matters.
He kisses you gentle and some of your irritation melts away with a smile. You you go to grab their bag before heading out to Yoseko. Some later, Sometime later, you arrive at Yoseko to find it's not very crowded.
I think I saw some shelf-o-matic list boards in the kitchen section. I'll go check out and meet you in the office section.
As Chris ambles off, you spot Becca smoothing out a sheet on a display of folded beds. You head over to greet her. How's it going, working girl? Productivity is 25%, customer satisfaction is 40%, and Joaquin is like 10% less depressive. In other words, I think I'm really getting into the management role. As if summoned by the sound of his name, Joaquin pops up behind your shoulder. Ah,
I've restocked the resealable hand towels, lined all the zinc plates, shower caddies, and unclogged the men's toilet.
great job. Did you also refluff all the pillows in the slumber party display?
I forgot,
Don't feel bad. Every mistake is a learning experience.
and I have learned that even a lifetime of failure doesn't lessen the sting of this one.
He shuffles off the direction of the bedroom section. Wait, isn't Joaquin also a manager here? Technically, yes, but he say following my lead allows him to abandon the dissolution that authority confers meaning. Sounds like you're ruling the roast. I can only imagine. Well, you'll rock the courtroom when you're a lawyer. I actually wanted to talk to you about that. I've been looking into Northridge University application process. I was doing some additional research on my break and I found a fellowship that I qualify for. If I get it, really help with the tuition as well as open up some great opportunities while I'm at the university. Becca, that's awesome. I know you had a sight set on this school. Do you think you've got a good shot at this fellowship? I'm not getting my hopes up too much. The thing is, they only offer this fellowship to one application per year. I think you'll get it because you're amazing candidate and it's if you don't, there's always another school. Number one. I mean, look at this, Yusaka. It's a well-oiled Scandinavian machine, thanks to you. That's true. It's definitely shown Northridge that I'm capable of being responsible and strategic. Plus, you're fierce, strong, and you refuse to take no for an answer. You'd be a perfect lawyer, and they'll see that. I'm serious, Becca. You're a shoe in. Have you talked to your mom about it? Not yet. I guess I want to see if I actually get the thing before I get her hopes up. How is she? Is she still doing well at her job? Better than well. She got a raise. Even my little sis joined the working world. She's my French fry connection at McDermott. You guys sounds like you're a pretty close. It's weird. In our mansion, we only kept to our own room. But moving into a tiny bedroom place with barely any money forced into pull together. Turns out my mother and my sister are pretty cool people. Who knew? Well, this has been a nice break from routine, but my law school's tuition isn't going to pay for itself. And I'd better head back before my boyfriend sends out a search party for me. You wave goodbye to Becca and walk towards the office section. You quickly find a colorful, affordable accordion folder with lots of bright tabs for keeping everything separate. You toss it into the cart, into the Chris list board. This will do nicely. Hey, while we're here, did you want to look at other things for the apartment?
Why not? We're still on a budget for this month.
In the bedroom section, you pick a double cover in a lovely yet understated china blue pattern. This would look super cute in our bedroom. What do you think? Chris takes a quick look at the price tag. He walks over to a different pile and holds up cover in a shades of beige.
How about this one?
Uh, I guess. Beige does go with everything.
Plus, it's $25 cheaper.
And a whole $25. Wow. That's 2 meals at McDermott.
Hey, I'm just thinking of our budget. What's wrong with a plain duvet?
It's not terrible. I'd just rather have something with a nicer pattern.
You mean a more expensive one?
Calm down, Mr. Frugal. That's not what I meant. Chris laughs as he returns his cover to the pile.
I think it's not worth fighting over. I'm on my way interested in who in my bed than what's covering it.
Chris wraps his arms around you, kissing the top of your head. Maybe we should go pay for the stuff and get home? Then being in bed with you sounds much better than arguing in Ayuseka. On the way to the checkout line, you spot a rug in a display marked down item. Its muted yellow mahogany design in cheerful without being loud. Hmm, I don't know. It's gorgeous.
Right.
The two of you look each other in surprise. You didn't check how much it cost.
Maybe I do need to loosen up a bit more. Money is always so tight back home. I just got used to over budgeting.
I can't argue against the fiscal responsibility.
But no, we're responsible people. We can afford to treat ourselves now and then.
The two of you look for a price tag.
Look how much it's been marked down from the original price. It's a steal.
Hmm,
We both like it and it's on sale. What are the odds?
no. Wow. We don't want to make a habit of going over budget this early in the year. Besides, if we start saving, we'll be able to afford something better later.
That makes sense. It's always good to save for the future.
The two of you head to the checkout where you ring your purchase before heading back home. By the time you make it back to the apartment, you feel silly for having fought so much in the first place.
I know had a rough go of it today, but I really do love sharing the home with you.
I'm not worried. I love you and you love me. So between the two of us, we'll work it out. As much as I love the old house, our place provides far more opportunities for alone time. Chris leans in and nuzzled your neck.
What do you say we take advantage of some of that alone time?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'd rather you took advantage of me.
Chris nips gentle on your neck, earlobes, and kiss down your neck. His breath fanning across your skin when he speaks.
Now it's what I hope living together would be like.
Oh, I see how it is. You're just in this for the kiss. He pulls back from your neck to look in your eyes, smile adorningly at you, then rests his forehead against yours.
Of course not. I'm excited about having the woman I love right here with me. Every morning and every night and all the time in between.
He kisses you suddenly and deeply, drawing a gasp out of you. You smirk, he looks into your eyes again.
Making you feel good is just a part of that.
You laugh, but he silences it with another kiss. When you grip at his hair, it, he turns his head and kisses your wrist, lingering there for several moments.
You know, we have really have taken advantage of this whole apartment to ourselves. Why limit ourselves just hooking up in the bedroom?
Like, where is this going? You smirk. He takes your hand and guides you into the living room. A sunlight streams through the window. He leans in to suck gentle of your neck, then runs hands up, thighs to your waist, and pulls you even closer to him. Oh, Chris, don't stop there.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Chris lowers you onto the couch. His hands are hot whenever they touch you. His mouth hotter where he sucks marks in your skin. You pull him on top of you, but his knees suddenly slips off the couch and sending him sprawling onto the floor, knocking over the coffee table.
Oh, whoa,
Are you okay?
I'm fine, but that was definitely not my, my most graceful moment.
Laughing, you sit and hold a hand out out to him. Honestly, that was adorable. Here, let me help you up. Chris takes your hand. Suddenly, a devious grin steals over his featured and he tugs you down on top of him. Hmm, what was that for?
I've always wondered what is it would be like to have my girlfriend tackle tackle me. Turns out I'm pretty hot.
Please, I'll tackle you first. Day we met, but if you like it, I'll have to make a habit of it. Smirking, you sit up, straddling his hips. You run your finger over his chest and doodling a design over his shirt. Personal foul number 8 on the offense. Chris' eyes glimmer in amusement. His hands travel your thighs.
And what personal foul are you calling on me?
I'm calling two. One, being too charming. Two, wearing too many clothes.
You better give me my penalty then.
He sits up and hooks your finger under the hem of his shirt and lifts it over his shoulder. You fling his shirt aside, then move down his neck, your finger trailing over chi- chiseled defi- definition of his abs. He shivers when you reach his pants. I take it you're liking your penalty.
I'd I'd like it more if you were wearing fewer clothes.
You laugh and stands up, slowly undressing. He watched you hungrily from where he sits on the floor. There, we're leveled the playing field.
Beautiful. Back to the couch.
I think I want the couch. You get to your feet, holding out your hand to him. But if you pull down again, you're sleeping on the couch tonight. He takes your hand and gets his feet, suddenly wraps his arms around you, spine, and pulls you on the top of him onto the couch.
Oh, oh no. I've never tackled twice.
Hey, I've never signed up to be a tackler. What if I wanted to play a more elegant position?
A more elegant positional?
He runs his hands up to your legs and grabs your waist and flips the two of you over.
I personally like the position where I have every inch of your beautiful body underneath me to worship.
What a coincidence! I really like the one as well. Kisses your throat, then slowly makes his way down, kissing between your breasts down to your abdomen. His fingers slip into the front of your underwear, and you tip your head back.
Enjoying yourself?
Yes. He slides your underwear off, kissing along your inner thighs, moving tighter. Ooh. You grip his hair arching off the couch cushion. He chuckles and he kisses your stomach.
We'll do still have to think of the neighbors, though. I don't think the walls are very thick.
Screw the new, screw the neighbors. Your body growing hotter and hotter, and soon you can't even hear yourself with impulse pounding in your ears. You and Chris spent a romantic afternoon. A few weeks later, you met Abby Zach at a restaurant close to the campus for lunch. I'm so glad we could find time for this. Everyone seems to be so busy lately. I'm just happy to have freshly cooked food. To be honest, I've been trying to cook more, but the results have been only so-so. While you wait for your food to arrive, Abby takes a pen out of her purse and starts scratching the sketch of the waiter onto her napkin.
Whoa, that's a great like- likeness.
You never know that when inspiration will strike. I spent so much time in the class working on only two big projects. I like doing little flash doodle. Tyler's just about to cover our fridge with these things. It's adorable. The two have you really mastered of the art of romantic cohabil- cohabitation? Abby sneaks her pen and napkin away just as the server comes back with your order. However, how are you handling with your magic cohabitation? Well, it's great mostly.
I'm guessing the cuddling is dialed up to level 11.
Well, sure, sometime. I'm sensing a but we've we've been fighting over stupid little things lately. I thought we've used to live together already, but it's like our bad habits are suddenly twice annoying and half as tolerable. To your surprise, Abby laughs. Sounds like you're in the right schedule. Tyler and I are going a little stir crazy around this time too. No offense, but that doesn't make me feel better. Tyler and I had other issues on top of that and made our own mistake. As long as we don't repeat those, we'll be fine. The first few months of living with someone are supposed to be hard. It doesn't necessarily mean you guys are in trouble.
I just don't know why everything's suddenly so difficult.
Without all the roommates, you have more time to focus on each other. And while that can be good, it also increases the pressure and expectation. So, what should we do? Honestly, be open, don't assume, and keep anger out of the conversation as much as possible. I might have a trouble with that last part. Keep things fair. If one of you is always compromising and the other one is always getting their way, that's a problem. That makes sense. We're both used to a certain way of doing things, so we both need to adjust. I had realized how much of these have been bottling up. A, a it's a relief knowing that I'm not going through completely insane. As miserable as I was last year, the fact that I can give you the advice I wish someone had given me make it almost worth it.
Sounds like your relationship are firmer footing.
Oh, absolutely. We've really hit a solid balance in our relationship where we can enjoy being together but still live our lives. That can't been easy, especially after the accident. I mean, I meant to ask is how is Tyler handling things? He's still a little nervous about driving. He's always been a responsible driver, but a part of him still thinks he could have prevented the accident if he'd been more prepared.
The other driver barreled through the red light while going insanely over the speed limit. No one can prepare for that.
I've told him, and I think on some level that he knows that, but getting behind the wheel still stresses him out. I'll never forgive that coward who drove off instead of calling for help. An uncomfortable silence descends on the table, but Abby quickly shakes her out of it. These days, Tyler been spending more time at the Alpha Theta Mu house. They're a big fan of his nerd skills over there. I feel so bad for Sebastian though. Thank for Alpha Tyler hasn't been available to hang out. I have an idea, Zach. If you're free, why don't we see if Sebastian wants to hang out and play some board games or something?
No can do. I it was all I could do today to set up aside for lunch.
Oh, what are you up to lately?
Well, now the city's finished restoring Professor Vasquez's house. The council is ready to open it up to the public. Grant and I were supposed to hold our first tour tomorrow, but he came down with a stomach bug last night, which meant I have to do this myself.
It, that doesn't sound so bad. At least you'll get to spend time to the old house again.
It's not It's one thing to be part of the team, but it's another to represent a group of strangers alone. I'm just so nervous. What if I screwed it up? Maybe you could help me? Just for tomorrow. You'll be saving my bacon, and anyway, no one knows more about this house than you do.
What would I have to do?
You would help me to take groups around the house while pointing down the memorable things that happened there.
And you knew Vasquez personally, Stephanie. I'd be a great opportunity to share a little nose side of him.
What do you say, Stephanie?
Mm, hmm. I don't really have time. I'm sorry, Zach. I've got an awful lot of my plates right now.
No worries. I know this was a last minute request, but I'm sure I'll be able to come up with something.
You, Zach, and Abby catch up a little longer. Then you head home. Seconds after you make it back to the apartment, your phone goes off. It's Chris.
Stephanie, you won't believe it.
What is it?
I need you to come to the football field right now. I have some most amazing news.
What happens with Chris finding in the next chapter of the Junior? Stay tuned to find out. Well, you figure it out uh, to compromise about each other's fault, like finding empty bowls of milk and boxes, and you learn to compromise and do like a couple thing. While your friend Becca is doing a great job at Giuseppe, planning to do, you know, applying for being at the law school. And afterwards, it's good thing that You talk about what it's a whole different thing when you used to live each other, just two of you in an apartment, than before you used to live with your a bunch of roommates. And good thing that Zach is doing the tour for Professor Vasquez's house. But now there's more and good news, exciting news from Chris at the football stadium. Anyway, we'll find out in the next chapter. Thank you for watching my video. Oh, by the way, make comments, like if you like what I made for comment choices that I made for this chapter, and we'll find out about what's the news, what Chris is bringing on. Thank you and have a good day.